Hey YouTube, what's going on? Hey YouTube, what's going on? AC from AC Toy Design, Adam Crone in the house, that's me. You're in for a special treat. This is my review of this guy. I'm not gonna reveal his face yet. Man of mystery. I love reviewing these D&D Ultimates from NECA because they're dang cool figures, and I don't really buy a lot of new stuff. For me, I haven't bought new clothes or underwear in like 5 years, but when I can afford one of these at discount, I grab it because it's cool. So I'm gonna do a review, so we're gonna check that out. You guys also caught me on a really interesting day where I'm catching up on a lot of videos, and I've got a lot of like figures and reviews and things backlogged. So in an effort to keep things fresh, I've been changing up my wardrobe. Got my cool hat on, right? Can't see anything without my glasses. But this other thing over on my shoulder here, you might be wondering about. This is my boy Egoom's sweatshirt, right? This is a little puppy sweatshirt. You see that? What's that? And I love when he wears this. He doesn't like it so much, but it keeps him warm, and it's cute as hell. I thought I'd sling it over my shoulder like this as like part of my ensemble. Does that work? Leave a comment below. I don't know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It smells a little bit weird. Like, I don't know, maybe he was wearing it and when he went to the bathroom and maybe it was too close to the areas and he peed on it a little bit. I don't know, maybe, but either way, it smells like him. Not that he smells bad. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna get to this review. Let's talk about NECA D&D Ultimate STRONGHEART. I've got a little story about this STRONGHEART figure I'm gonna tell you after the review. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, all right, let's do it. What, oats? All right, so here is STRONGHEART. I don't know what his middle name is or his last name. I feel like he should have one, but if you just want to go by STRONGHEART, hey, more power to you. Spoiler alert, I'm just gonna go out and say it. I love this figure, I think he's amazing. They've all been really great. Look at that face sculpt, amazing, right? Let me just push him back here for a second. You guys can look at him and his pile of hands there as I grab his box. Let's take a look at his box now that you've been spoiled. Great box. As they've all been, these boxes serve as like a little house. It's crazy. With the window treatment going on. I got the background. I'm not gonna pull it out. You guys have seen it before. It's pretty cool. You got your interior art going on. Cool stance. You got a nice face on the side. You got a really cool pose. It's very basic, but that's a cool pose there. Look at my sword, he says. The art on the front. I love the face sculpt on the figure, but if he was just a little more like this, he'd be even better, because this is very like Tom Selleck, Magnum PI. Anyway, he's a good action figure is what that says. So STRONGHEART, should we read this? I've read them all already, so I might as well keep going. STRONGHEART is a fearless seeker of justice, risking his life to ensure that good triumphs over evil. He's a good action figure. He is thoughtful, kind, and seldom rash. It means he thinks through things before he acts. Yet never hesitant to punish those who spit in the face of law and order. So he's kind of like a policeman, I guess. A dungeon police man. STRONGHEART doesn't worship a god, but devotes himself to an ideal. That the world can be spared from evil by those who have enough courage to stand against it stand against it. He prefers to fight with his trusty sword, Steel. That's his name. The name of the sword is Steel. A little on the nose there, STRONGHEART. And aims to capture and imprison evildoers, slaying them only if they cannot be apprehended. Wow. So don't run away, he'll throw steel at you in the back. This figure includes sword, which is named Steel, and the sheath, where Steel lives, dagger, hammer, shield, articulated visor, cloth cape, and interchangeable hands. There's your Zarak. If you haven't seen my Zarak review, go check it out. It's another great figure. Here he is, visor up, visor down. All right, let's get rid of that. Put that over there. Let's get back to the figure. All right, so the figure does come with a bunch of hands. He's got two already on. He's got his grabber hand for the hammer. He's got his flappy, slappy hand for the shield because it slides right in there. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. He also comes with two more grabber hands right there. There. Yep. He also comes with 2 fist hands. Look at those fistos. So him and Zarak can have a punching battle. He comes with another flat slapper hand. It's gotta get that out of there. Flat slapper hand for the other side so he can slap someone. And then here's a little for his little dagger. It's a little more closed fist. It's like open like that. So that's his hands. We don't need to see those again. Jeez. As far as the figure goes, let's look at his accessories. So I mentioned he comes with this awesome, his gold mallet hammer, which we only saw in the one episode of Dungeons and Dragons from 1983 that he was in, and he had that, and that was amazing. I remember seeing it though and being like, wait, the vintage figure? Oh, what? You said vintage figure? Dun 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 dun. Imperial. Look at that guy. So this is where my love for him started. This figure is really great, and I still love it. I just recently, the string came off for the cape, so I recently sewed a new string onto his cape. That's his original vintage cape. This is also the Battle-matic little trigger on the back, right? Awesome. Anyway, enough about this guy. We'll put him in the background. He can hang out, watch his big papa. What else does he have? He comes with steel. So here's the shield. Let's look at that shield. Let's take it off. Let's take the shield off. Let go of it, man. Just let it go for a second. All right. Shield is pretty simple. Good colors, good wash on it. I love the wood at the back, the grain. It's pretty cool. Straps are soft plastic, similar to leather, so they can go on there, fit over and move around, mobile. Let's put that over there. You got your, here's steel, everybody. And steel, this here, I'm gonna pull this out. Maybe not, it's gonna be hard to get out once it's in, so I'm not gonna mess with it. But you can see the sheath, right? Let's get a little more light on this guy. So you can see the sheath for steel. Let's push it down. Get it in there, all right. Behind the scenes, you saw my light. So it's an awesome sheath that fits in this nice soft plasticky flap there that eventually I'm sure will degrade over time and fall off and we'll all be upset. But for now, it's pretty awesome. But the coolest part is that on the sheath built in is the dagger sheath, the smaller one, okay? And the dagger comes out of there. Let's put the light back where it was. The dagger slips very carefully right out. How awesome is that? I love that. And that fits in the closed hand, the more closed hand. Be careful when you're pushing these in. You don't want to bend the knives, the blades, because they will snap. They're hard plastic, okay? So anyway, be careful with that. Let's scoot this flap up a little bit. There we go. Now, steel, let's pull steel out. Steel's pretty dope. It's got a nice glisten to it, a little shimmer, okay? And that can go into the same hand that is holding his hammer. Please, hammer, don't hurt him. Right? Pop this in. Come on, man. I'll give you your hammer back. And he holds it very nicely. Okay? So, those are his accessories, except for, it's not all of his accessories. He's got a visor that comes down. It's pretty awesome. Look at that. He's looking at you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. He's looking. He's gonna find you. Criminals, beware. I love that. That's really cool. Also, I've never been a fan, or I guess I don't have a lot of experience with cloth capes. This one's awesome because the wire that's in it is very loose and flimsy. It can hold different shapes. The cloth is heavy, I think, for a cloth cape. So some of the poses that you give this cape, it probably won't keep. Like if I fold it up, it's gonna flap down, but it will keep like a little wind action right there. See that wind action? Look at that. So it'll keep a little shape like that, but nothing too crazy. But I like that. I like a cape that drapes and maybe has a little bit of action. Let's put his sword over here. I'll show you some articulation. His head's on a ball joint, which on mine, it's very loose. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten that up a little bit probably, since I have no intention of selling this figure, so customize it. the best way to customize that, I think, is to, there's the ball joint. Add a little heat, whether it's a heat gun or a hair dryer, you could boil some water. Either way, be careful. Don't burn yourself or burn something down, because heat makes things expand. So if you heat this up and let it cool down, it will expand a little bit, that hole. And what I mean by expand, the hole won't get bigger, but the plastic will. And that means that it'll be a snugger fit around this ball peg. So mine was very loose. I did that. It's a little more tight now, but it could use a little bit more tightening. So anyway, he's got that going on. He's got a, the ball joints and the shoulders and the hinge. They're all very tight. On all these figures, they've been very tight. Minimal range of motion in the shoulders, which I don't mind. That's fine as long as you can strike those hero poses. Elbows are on a peg swivel. You also got the bicep swivel. You got the elbows with the swivel and the hinge. You got your interchangeable hands. I can show the hand articulation a little better. The pegs are nice and sturdy, I think, which is good compared to most figures. And they've got your little swivelly hinge thing, and they can turn. You got your waist, double waist. So right here, you can see that V shape. That's a what you call a joint, and then also in the waist. So he's got a double, side to side, not much. Turn everything you want. I could turn them all the way around. I'm not going to. So it adds a little bit of, posability, which is the whole reason of a joint, really. His skirt and his belt, everything is really soft plastic. Even his his armor up here. The wings of these should have been a little bit softer, I think, kind of reminiscent of the PVC that's down here. These are a little bit more ABS plastic, I think. So don't drop him on his head, he might break. The skirt is loose. The knees, those are soft. By loose, I mean soft. So he's got, ball joints. The hips, you got a lot of articulation in those hips, so that's cool. The knees, you can see it on the back. You got your double knee joints there, which are awesome. So you get a lot of bendy going on. He can almost kick his own butt. And then the kneecap guards or whatever, they kind of just go with the knee. They're glued in place, so I think they're glued right onto the kneecap, which is good. And then the ankle rockers, so you can do all kinds of weird stuff with his foot. It's good. Paint apps, that's the articulation. Paint apps are excellent. There's a nice, all the metallic areas have a really nice glisten to them, and it's that speckly metallic. I don't know what you call it. Look at that. Some nice chains for his suit, his business suit. The sculpt on this, it's amazing. Every detail is in there that you'd want. Yeah, the paints, you can see there's a wash on the blue, black wash on the blue. The joint there is solid blue plastic, so you don't get a lot of those. That plastic won't hold paint, so that's why it's just blue. But it doesn't matter, right? Imagination. You get the same paint apps on the arm, but you can't really tell. It's a little bit of a metallic blue. Okay, let's see if we can move that up. A little metallic blue going on. And the fabric of the cape, again, is it's perfect. It's so awesome, especially when you compare it to the idea that they were going for with the vintage figure. It's right there, I like that. So anyway, that's pretty much the figure. What have I forgotten? I don't think anything. I'm gonna give him his mallet. I keep calling it a mallet. I'm gonna give him his hammer back. His hammer don't hurt him. I'm gonna give him his shield back. His Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Come on, just take it. All right. And I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go here. That sword slides in really well. Different than way better than the War Duke, which you'd almost break it trying to do that. All right, we're gonna give him a little hero pose. And then I'm gonna give you guys a little surprise here. Let's put him there. Here's his nemesis. His nemesis, look at that. That's a nemesis for you. You get behind those two nemesi. The two nemesises. Then you got your beef. Got your beefcake over here. All right, he's looking at him like I'm just gonna squash all you guys, especially this guy, Zarak. I really like the Zarak figure, it's pretty cool. There's the whole team so far. I really can't wait to add Elkhorn, the dwarf, because he's probably gonna be even smaller than Zarak. I would imagine he'll probably be around right here. So there's our guys. Thanks for checking it out. I hope I covered everything you wanted to hear covered. If I didn't, leave a comment below and I'll answer your questions. So this guy, STRONGHEART, awesome, right? Dig it. AC, take it away. All right, how'd it go? Let me know. Did it go all right? Did I do okay? Like I said, I got something in my throat. It's crazy. I don't know. I might barf. I won't barf on this figure. He's wearing this cloth cape. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. People tend to enjoy it. I think next up for these D&D Ultimates is the Elkhorn. Is that his name? Elkhorn, the dwarf. Man, I can't wait for that. That thing looks awesome. And he's one of my favorite vintage ones anyway. STRONGHEART. I promised you I was going to tell you a little story about him. So, STRONGHEART, I was a fan of these. This was one of my favorite toy lines when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, our very first pet was Molly, the Persian cat. And I remember we got her home. She was in a box, that was folded up the four sides, and my mom slowly opened the box. And so it was like an aperture as it opened the four things. And Molly wanted out of the box so bad that her eye was the first thing you saw. And she started squeezing her head as the aperture of the box flaps open. She started squeezing her head really hard, like through it. I was convinced, I'm sitting there like waiting for her to pop out. I was convinced that her eye was gonna pop out, speaking of. Fortunately it didn't, but as soon as she had enough room to get out of this box, she flew across the floor and like ran across my vintage D&D STRONGHEART figure that I showed you in the review there. And it I think it subconsciously stuck in my brain after she calmed down and she came around and became part of the family and whatever. Few days, we settled on Molly STRONGHEART Crone. That's a good name. Give me a break, man. So we miss Molly. That was back in the 80s and 90s. She's not with us anymore, but she was great. So I hope you enjoyed this STRONGHEART review because it's kind of means a little bit to me. It's really cool that there's a really awesome figure for him. So kudos NECA. Hey, they don't sponsor this video. I just do things nice out of the goodness of my heart. Maybe they could return the favor, right? I'm out of here. What else? Support the channel. Like, subscribe, bell icon. I haven't said that in a while. What is a bell icon? I don't know. You don't know. If you want to support this channel directly, you can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Adam Crohn, ADAMCROHN, AC. That's me. Where you'll find my podcast, my Patreon exclusive podcast, You Like Toys. It's a Q&A. If you didn't get the 100th episode, it is almost done by the time you're watching this. So they're all going to be available to the public, I decided, so you could share them because I'm going to be interviewing some amazing people. There's 5 parts to it, and each part, I've released 4 parts so far, and probably by the time you watch this, maybe, part 5 will be out. I'll give you a little clue who the guest is with that. He's a little pocket knot himself. That's a little teaser because I don't think it's out yet by the time you see this. Check it out, patreon.com/Adam Crohn. You'll find all my art, whether it's toys that I make, drawings, the videos, everything, behind the scenes tutorials. It's all there. It's a great community. Thank you all so much. If you're a member, I would not be able to do this without you. So I'm going to stop rambling. Check out some glamour shots with this guy coming up. And if you're a member of the Patreon, thank you, and look for your name as a producer. Coming up right now, as soon as I do a well-armored D&D, strong-hearted thumbs up, Yes, do-gooder. I'm out of here. Haha. Get some old oats. Where's it? There's my finger right here. My finger goes like this. There's some oats right there. All right. Sit, Muji, sit. Good dog. All right, for real, serious. Yay.